Have you ever been caught in a windstorm? One year my wife and I were northbound on State Highway 15 when this wall cloud was approaching from the west. This cloud was long and it looked scary. I sped up my vehicle to outrun it, but to no avail. By the time the cloud reached us, I had to stop our pickup because the wind and rain were so intense that we could not see. The truck was rocking back and forth, and I didn't know what to expect next. On top of that, the lightning was so bright, it was blinding. It was a scary experience for us. You know, storms can come in various ways besides physical wind. In this world, there is so much turmoil, stress, and difficulty. Even if you're someone who is in the church, you are not immune to political and social strife, death and disease, worldwide famine and hunger, natural disasters, losing your income, or even your loved ones. Do you ever at times feel overwhelmed? In Matthew chapter 14 and verse 22, we read a story when Jesus told his disciples, which represent his church, to get into the boat and go to the other side of the sea. Now in verse 24, the Bible records, "But the boat was now in the middle of the sea, and was tossed by the waves, for the wind was contrary or against them." Yes, friend, even in the church, there will be times when the winds are contrary to us. At times it will seem so difficult that we may not know how to get through it. This happened to Peter in our story, by the way. The scripture records this example as we continue in verse 30. "But when he saw that the wind was boisterous, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried out, saying, 'Lord, save me.'" Peter began to sink when he focused on the waves. And it wasn't until he cried to Jesus to save him that he found peace. In verse 32 it says, "When Jesus came into the ship with Peter, the winds ceased." Friends, the scripture never promises that difficulty won't come to us. On the contrary, we are told that life will be difficult at times. The winds will always be there. They will come and go, and at times affect our lives. But I want to give you good news. Jesus does promise to be with us even through the difficult times. I love this promise in Deuteronomy 31 verse 8. "And the Lord, He is the one who goes before you. He will be with you. He will not leave you nor forsake you. Do not fear nor be dismayed." And Psalm 145:18, "The Lord is near to all who call upon Him, to all who call upon Him in truth." These are promises that you can count on. Even when life becomes difficult, we can remember that we have a God who loves us so much that He is willing to be with us in a ship tossed in the wind so that He can give us peace. Friend, will you put your trust in Jesus today? If you do, you can have that peace regardless of how hard the winds blow. Thank you for listening.